Today on Bonsai by the Samurai, we're going to tackle several different problems. Not necessarily problems. We're going to put this large Ficus Benjamina on here with 6 other little ones and hopefully make a new change. And then we're going to plant a green gem ficus in this blue pot. This forest suffered greatly from the frost and the freezing temperatures here in central Florida just recently. And today it is starting to recover in some areas. Some trees got hurt worse than others, like the little one here has only got a couple buds on it. But still, I'm going to break it out. First thing I'm going to do is take out this green gem ficus here and put it in that blue pot I mentioned earlier. Remove the tags now. Cut the wires holding the tree in place. Using a little speed up here on the film because a lot of this is very tedious and all you get to see is my back. Moving in closer now to see how everything is situated on this tree. I use these little barriers because this was just dry rooted when it was put in here. All the trees have now been released from their previous slab, and I will be washing some of these roots out and clearing them out. Again, this is the tree with the least amount of foliage. We got 4 here. We got 2 here. It's still attached. And we have this one going into the blue pot. Needs a little bit of trim. And this here will become the new center tree. The previous large taproot is going to be removed so it can go into the new pot comfortably. And that shows you the size of the root. And then we'll just trim the rest of these off a little bit. More speed here, but not for long. Well, there's your new tree pot. Little bit more speed gets it done. After adding a layer of soil to go in with some plant tone. Plenty of that. This is a very strong tree. And I've cut the taproot a couple more times. This one was cut previously and you can see all the roots coming out of it. I'm not going to mess with that. I'm going to try to place these in such a way that they look really good. I like this little curved part here for the front of the tree. So I'm going to place it in here like such. Putting this root way over here and that root there. And then I'm going to wire it in the pot. And I'm not using a very huge wire here. It's just big enough to create that seatbelt effect. And just enough to hold in place while I switch camera angles. And soil to this side here where it's leaning to. Packing it down so it doesn't lean in that direction anymore. Alright, well, we're getting there. I'm leaving the baby tears in there because I like this particular composition with the baby tears. All right, we seem to have a stand-up position now. Well, the green gem ficus is all potted up with the baby tears. Here's a shot of it out in the sun with its little ape creature giving it a little accent for the public. The big job is coming up where we blend these 7 trees into one forest on a smaller slab. It's going to be tight. We'll start by washing the roots on the big tree and we'll go from there. After washing the roots and reducing the rootstock, I cut the major roots. First look at the new slab, shorter slab, a little bit wider, but got 7 trees in there. Probably get my wire ready and put on my muck and go from there. I'm using 2.5 aluminum wire through the holes to hold the trees in place. The next stage comes the soil right out to the edges. Don't know exactly where I'll need it yet, but I'll move trees around and soil around until I get it the way I would like it. And then I'm going to add the plant tone. Starting with the largest tree first. Place it in the center here. I got the soil mounded up in this area. This is going to be the front of the slab, so I want this to be the front of the tree. So we'll temporarily wire this into place. As we continue to wire the trees into place on the new slab, I take time to readjust some of the root pads so that they fit better onto the new slab. They're coming off of a 38-inch slab going on to a slab that's only 22 inches long. So the center's being filled in, and you can see there's still seems to be a lot of space between the trees. So I think with new growth we're going to see a whole big change. I'm going to try to reduce the top a bit and get that center tree growing out a little bit. Here's a flashback to where we started from. Wires have all been tightened down. Excess weeds have been removed. Now we're adding some of the loose soil to the edges where we'll take a chopstick and work it in. We are planning to add some muck to this, but the first thing we're going to do is add the soil to these edges and try to work it in there. Everything else will be covered by muck. And then we're going to add our latest moss feature to this. Let's get the chopsticks now. We have one more wire to cut off. Now, everything seems to be hanging in there. Soil on the top here. This is a Ficus Benjamina, 7 trees. Some of them were really hurt by the frost. The one in the middle recently dropped all its leaves. Well, it dropped all its older leaves but it was definitely pot bound. So we're going to do a little bit of this, and then we'll get back to you. Well, we're back and start the final phases. That is applying the muck. Well, it's all watered in now, and we came to a finish with another forest of Ficus Benjamina. Well, till next time, this is Bonsai by the Samurai, signing off.